For Fun's Sake podcast is recorded remotely in 2 different locations due to COVID-19. This can result in wildly different audio qualities between people and weird stuff that happens in video conferencing. Womp womp. Sorry. But we here at For Fun's Sake are dedicated to getting the highest quality that is easily possible to you. So we are striving every week to get better and better. So stick with us. Take it away, Ryan.
1, 2.
Why would I drive a car into a swimming pool? Skip my classes just to seem pretty cool. Why would I be that guy? Why would I buy a plane ticket to the Amazon? Compete naked in a triathlon. Why would I waste my time?
With Sammy and EJ.
We recording?
Yeah.
Yay! Hello, and welcome to For Fun's Sake podcast, the podcast that you clicked on and are now listening to. Hello, and happy Halloween!
Spooky.
You're going to be listening...
Dookie.
Oh my god. You're going to be listening to this after Halloween, but it is literally the 29th, so it is officially Halloween, because, you know, it's like October's Halloween month. Yay! So we're going to start with the horrors that is going on with EJ's face. For those listening, poor EJ has done some damage to their face. Their face is not looking too hot. EJ, for your show and tell this week, would you like to show and tell us what's going on with your poor little face?
So, Wish.com got me. They got me. They got me on an impulse buy, and I bought a poor vacuum. And, I bruised myself.
Face,
I wrecked my face.
You...
This podcast is really just a chronicle of poor skincare choices that I've made.
You should... Can I make a recommendation for your pores? I mean, looking at mine, not like you. I, attacked one of my zits, so I've got, a nice scab on my face. But I recommend a nice vitamin C wash. All right? Then I recommend a nice night cream. And then if you're like me, because I've got really bad oily combination skin, so oily and dry. So I use a heavy night cream. Then in the morning I wash my face. And then I also use an actual specifically made oil combination lotion. So it's made specifically... So it goes on for oily skin, but it also dries matte. Now, my skin right now is also not looking good. I just got off my period. However, your skin is destroyed. You've literally bruised your face. Your face.
It was bright purple. I looked like some purple, a Vikings. A Viking.
Oh, God, like a full Viking fan?
Like Vikings meets Kiss, meets this decade. Yeah, it was wild.
Well, and you know what'll help too if you have swelling and stuff, because I know sometimes I wake up with swelling. It's ice packs and stuff.
Yeah, I've been cold compressing and stuff. It's healing really fast, so I'm happy about that.
Yes,
but
yeah.
That is not the worst thing that's happened to me this week.
So yeah, would you like to talk about that?
So, I go home every Sunday to watch the football and hang out with my family.
Yeah, because you do family dinners with your mom and dad and your brother, right?
Yeah, this week it was turkey dinner and I made pumpkin cheesecake. It was very good. But then Monday, my brother texts, and he says, "Hey, so my friend Ben might have COVID."
Oh, shit.
So he went on a road trip with Ben on Saturday, and then I hung out with him on Sunday.
So did you go get tested for COVID?
I cannot, because I am too many degrees away from Kevin Bacon here. And the reason why we're kind of in limbo is because Ben works for the city. He's the city clerk of a small suburban in Wisconsin. And he, being the city clerk, he is responsible for the intake and processing of absentee ballots. And his entire office was exposed. So if they
Shit.
test and anyone gets a positive, they all have to quarantine. And then there's no one to take care of the absentee ballots for that entire county. So they're not testing until after November 3rd.
Because they literally have to wait till after the election.
So
That is
I am
a special
quarantining.
kind of fucked up.
My brother, I don't know what he's doing at home, but I think he's wearing a mask at home unless he's in his room because he lives with my parents now. It's his fucking turn. Yeah, so that's been that. And then
Yeah, because you haven't been scheduled by your job again, have you?
no, there were some shifts this week, but I can't take them like responsibly. So
Yeah.
And this week my friend Nicole, Nick_spit on Twitch, is doing a charity stream for Halloween all week, and I was gonna go over like almost every day and help and do stuff. So
Yeah, no, you can't.
I can't.
No. You can't expose. You can't do that.
Nope. Well, I went over Sunday before I knew.
Great. So, and you told them, right?
Yeah, of course. But with incubation times, I went straight from my parents' house to their house. So I don't think they could have it unless, I mean, from me, probably, but you know, who knows. And we've been playing this game. So since I can't go over, we've been playing this co-op game that I can play online from home called Phasmophobia. It's a very spooky dooky game.
Oh, good God.
It like really like I'm not the only one who's scared.
Jeez.
If anyone knows about Phasmophobia, it's fucking wild. You're a ghost hunter and you have different tools and you go into these houses and you use your different tools to decide what kind of ghost it is. Like you put a book down and if there's ghost writing, it's a certain kind of ghost. And you have EMF and the EMF reader reaches a 5, it might be this kind of ghost, and etc. etc.
Does it use like actual terminology? Like,
yes, but like they've adapted it so that it fits. They only have like there's only like 6 tools, so they've adapted them. They each one has its own combination of 3 tools. So
okay.
So like there's demons and onis and yuris and mares, and the description is like real, but the tools are probably not accurate. But
Yeah.
the animation. Audio listeners only. My light has decided to be a strobe light between white and cyan, and we're on
You
cyan.
don't look as red now, though.
I look blue. I'm
Yeah.
blue. Dabba-dee. I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, leave it. You actually look. Your face actually looks so much better.
Yeah.
Looking blue. Yeah,
Oh, good.
you're healing much faster looking blue.
Yeah. So the animation is like really simplistic. The mechanics are really simplistic. You can literally pick things up and you right click to activate them, or you can put them down, and it's so simplistic. But it's part of why it's so scary, is because like everything is kind of slow moving and spooky dooky, and then the ghost comes and then everything is spooky dooky, and you like the sound design is why it's so scary. Like you walk in the house and it's kind of like a vacuum of sound, and you can only really hear your footsteps, and like the doors creaking and the floors creaking, and you can't really tell what's your feet, what's your neighbor's feet, and what's the ghost's feet, and it's really good. I'm just a baby.
I mean, not gonna lie, a little bit, but that's okay. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm glad you guys are still able to like hang out and still do the charity thing, even though you can't physically go over there.
Yeah.
And also, that's really awesome that you're not going over there, because there's some people who still would have.
Because I haven't been tested and I don't know.
Yeah.
And some people will be like, well, I'm not sick, so woo.
Yeah. So that's really awesome on you. And that's awesome that they're doing this charity stream. That's really great.
Yeah, she got involved with a bunch of other streamers who were doing it, so she's not championing it, but she's part of the schedule.
But that's still really
Yeah.
cool, you know?
Anyway, so that's been my week of just stress, and then compounding that stress with playing a spooky dooky game. But I highly recommend, it's still in beta, but Phasmophobia is a dope game if you have Steam.
That sounds fun. That sounds fun. Sorry, I must yawn.
Ugh.
But yeah, that is a not fun week. That's a not fun week.
No. I had therapy this morning. And I was talking to my therapist and I was like, yesterday I dropped an ice cube in the kitchen and just screamed, "Nothing is going right!"
Well, sometimes you just gotta do that. Sometimes your weeks are just not your weeks.
Yeah.
And you just, yeah.
Yeah, but I know my neighbor was in their kitchen, which shares a wall, because I could hear them, and they heard me, and we just had a moment. I just feel like we've connected.
I bet they were even like, dude, fucking stay. Like, I bet they were just like, you know what? Fucking, I wish they could have, I bet they, in their mind, they were just like, you're not alone, kid. You're not alone.
Yeah. It's just a week, man. And so, yeah, my brother is trying to get tested. I think the end of that story is he's seeing if he can, because it was a confirmed case that my brother's friend was in the office all day with. So, like, if he's going to have it, he's going to have it.
Yeah.
So that means my brother was probably 100% exposed. So, like, he should be able to get a test. In my onion, but... Anyway, how was your week? What's your show and tell?
Well, my week was a week as well. I mean, not as bad as your week. But it's just going. That's about it. Nothing special. I saw my doctor this morning, so that was fun. Talked about my lymphatic system, which is fun.
Which I didn't realize was a full body thing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. So for those who don't know, I've had a lot of really weird symptoms for a really long time. I've talked about this before. And I had an MRI and I found out that my brain and my spine are actually really good, which is actually really awesome. However, because I had that MRI, they found out that my lymph nodes in my throat are not doing so hot and that my just lymphatic system is being really weird. And I also found out, because I had this appointment with my doctor this morning, that my lymphatic tissue in my throat is also not doing so hot.
Not doing hot as in like deteriorating or just being weird?
As in a little bit of both. And so, so I have to go through a whole bunch of really fun blood tests. Some that are a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie, for some scary things, and some that are for not scary things. And we're gonna see if it's either that my body has not been able to handle some of the allergies that I have, or if it's some other possibly serious stuff. Things that could be kind of scary, like lupus, or things that could be cancer, or because I had already had a test for specifically lymphatic cancer, but it turns out that there are other cancers that could be hidden by the lymphatic system. So I'm really excited for those blood tests. And then, I get to get tested for all this fun stuff. Get to get tested for some infectious diseases too. Really excited about that. So we're going to see what's going on.
Are these blood tests like normal blood tests, or do they have to go into your lymph nodes and like...
No, these are all normal blood tests. Like they just take it from my arm, but they're going to be testing for some stuff that I haven't been tested for before. So it's going to be interesting. They're going to do, like, I've had HIV testing before, because when I was a kid, I was actually around a lot of HIV positive children. So I've had HIV tests before. So I'm going to be tested for HIV again. And then I'm also going to be tested for like hepatitis. And I'm also going to be tested for, like I said, for lupus. I'm going to be tested for cancer. I'm going to be tested for possibly for something called cat scratch disease.
Cat scratch fever. Yeah.
Cat scratch fever.
That's a song.
I'm going to be
and then someone told me that it was a real disease and I had a
It
moment.
is a real disease. Yep. I'm going to be tested for like a lot of weird stuff. They're going to test my kidneys. They're going to test my liver. Basically, they're going to test my whole body for a whole range of things. And if things come back normal, then they're just going to be like, well, then they're going to test me to see how extreme, they're going to actually honestly test me for sleep apnea and see how bad I have that, because my dad has, he actually had, so a surgery for sleep apnea to help you breathe when you sleep is actually to remove your uvula, which a lot of people don't know, in the back of your throat. Because what happens, so for those listening who don't know, what happens sometimes when you have sleep apnea is you stop breathing. That's what sleep apnea is. Your uvula will actually become swollen, and it will actually close off your breathing tube, your airway. So one of the things you do is you actually have that removed. Now that actually can be a really dangerous thing to do, because that actually can help you stop from choking.
Yeah, it aids in swallowing.
Yes, it does. It aids in swallowing. And so because my dad's sleep apnea was so bad, and because he had stopped breathing so many times, he actually had his removed. And hilariously, it did not help. He does still stop breathing. And that's kind of the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, does he wear a CPAP?
He used to. He doesn't technically have to anymore because he wakes up now. But he did actually have to used to wear a CPAP machine. And for those who don't know, that is literally the mask thing you sometimes see in movies that you literally put on your face, and it gives you oxygen. And if that machine stops, you stop. Kind of scary. So
maybe with your dad's severe, but with my mom has one, and she doesn't have it. She has sleep apnea, but not as severe as that.
As severe?
Yeah, so like she doesn't die in her sleep if she doesn't have the CPAP.
See, no, like my dad, unfortunately, his was pretty serious, and there were times where literally he would stop breathing and his body just wouldn't wake up. And there was one night that he had stopped breathing for so long that like the machine had like glitched, and he had just stopped breathing, and he almost died. And it's a scary thing. It can be a very scary thing. Sleep apnea is no joke. No. And so that's like the next step in stuff. Well, that's actually another thing I have to get tested for anyways. But that's like, if all of my blood tests come back okay, that's like the next step, because then they think that's what it is. Because I'm on special medication now for my migraines, and so all of that. So that's just been my week, is just explaining to doctors that I've been exhausted for a very long time. Well, in this, it's interesting because this actually started back in high school. And I was just basically told, it's because I was fat. So yeah, I always had just assumed the way I felt was normal until they were like, yeah, no, it's not normal. So I was like, really? Really? You mean my body feeling really, really hot and then really, really cold isn't normal? And they were like, no. And I was like, oh, that has nothing to do with polycystic ovarian syndrome? And they were like, no, that's connected to like your lymphatic system. And I was like, cool. Also like stuff. So yeah, if you feel really exhausted and your body temperature fluctuates, not physically, like, you see your temperature rise and fall, but your skin, and you get night sweats, you should talk to your doctor about that. Little PSA of the moment. But also, second show and tell, you should watch The Haunting of Bly Manor, because it is a beautiful love story. Just throwing that out there. I mean, it's a spooky ghost story, but it's also actually a really beautiful love story.
It's spooky dooky.
Oh my god, you fucking love your spooky dookie.
You want to play our first game?
Yeah, we should play our first game. Oh my god, you're fucking blowing on your dice.
1. Don't get me started.
So for those listening, Don't Get Me Started is where we randomly generate a word, and then we talk about how it
puts vinegar in our orange juice.
Yes.
Notebook.
Fucking paper cuts, man. All the fucking time. Especially during the winter. Like, oh my god. You can't even open, like, any type of book without getting a goddamn paper cut in fucking winter. Like, I'm sorry, but have you tried just like enjoying even like a Christmas book? Like you're sitting down Christmas Eve and you have like your warm cup of hot chocolate with the like little mini dried marshmallows and your Swiss Miss and you're like, and you're trying to flip a Christmas Carol and all of a sudden you get a large gash just like fucking down your finger and you're like sucking your blood and you're like, you know what? Goes to Christmas future. You already fucked me up, fam.
I mean, rip to you, but I have calluses. So I don't think I've ever gotten a paper cut.
Oh, well, you could just go suck your own dick, okay? Good fucking God. Well, maybe it might also be an eczema thing because I got eczema on my fingers.
You got eczema?
I got the eczema. I got the eczema on my fingers. So yeah, like every time, doesn't matter. It's like, well, I mean, it happens all year round. Even opening envelopes, like I always get fucking paper cuts.
Well, envelopes.
Or
I've gotten paper cuts from envelopes on my mouth.
Yeah, or like your tongue when you lick the envelope and then you just slice right down your tongue and you're like, I love the taste of blood in my mouth, on my tongue. This is great. Fucking paper, man.
When I saw Notebook, I thought of how I have impulse problems when it comes to notebooks, and I just buy them, and then I never use them.
Because you think you need them, because you actually do usually end up using them for something.
But not what you thought you were. And, like, I always get different shapes, so, like, I can't even stack them nicely.
And they're all like different widths, and then it pisses you off because like one day you accidentally buy the wide width versus college, and you're like, why am I so dumb that I could not read it and get the right one? Also, speaking of the Notebook, that fucking film, oh my fucking God.
What is that, Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling?
Yes, and talk about a film that is actually like, everyone's like, oh my God, it's so romantic. Dude, that is one of the most problematic relationships I have ever watched that is like hurt my heart because in the end, yes, they had a beautiful love story, whatever. It doesn't mean that their relationship wasn't full of fucking red flags and that they didn't have a lot of issues.
Red flag. Remember that SNL?
Yes, yeah. When my favorite part was her Coke pinky.
Yeah, it was like,
red flag.
She's got everything. She's beautiful. She's funny, but not ha-ha funny.
Ha-ha funny.
She's got a Coke
flag.
nail.
Red flag. Yeah, no.
I don't think I've ever seen a Notebook movie.
Honestly, I saw it. It was funny because we got it as a gift from my aunt for Christmas one year. And because she was like, it's a good movie, you guys will like it. And then we ended up watching it like on TV, like cable. And I'm glad we did because thank God for commercials. And like the only thing I still remember is if you're a bird, I'm a bird. And it is like the stupidest moment. But like literally all I remember is them ever fighting, just being mad at each other because like they wanted to be together, but she was rich, he was poor. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, no. She was engaged to somebody else. They had an affair. She left him. They lived happily ever after. Basically, in the end, what happens is the whole story is told. Spoiler alert for anybody who wanted to see the Notebook. You had years to fucking watch it. It basically ends. The whole reason it's depressing as fuck is she has like Alzheimer's. They're living in a home together. And he's basically telling her their love story over and over and over again because she can't remember it. And then the movie ends with them dying together.
Fun.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is the most depressing fucking movie. Like, this is literally, like, I mean, Titanic was more depressing, but, like, even Titanic had better moments than fucking this movie. Like, Titanic was a better... like fucking had less red flags.
It had genuine romantic moments instead of some problematic looking bullshit.
Especially because like, and granted they even talk about this in real life, like Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams, like the passion they had was really real. Like they did end up dating in real life, but like they did have like very raw, passionate kind of angry feelings toward each other. And it was because they actually liked each other, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I was like watching it. It was just like, it was too much. It was too much. I was like, tone it down, you guys.
Extreme passion does not equal good relationship.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't. They were burning the candle at both ends, basically. So Yeah, not healthy.
Ooh.
Problematic relationship.
All right.
So,
let's play our next game.
also, listeners, buy college-ruled notebooks. Just
Yes.
FYI.
Unless you want to feel like a toddler.
Yeah.
A. B. Writing with your whole fist around the pencil.
Literally.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Don't vomit on the dice.
2. Advertise this. We haven't done
All
that
right.
one in a while.
No, we haven't. So for those listening, advertise this is where is it when we generate 2 words? It's been a while. Yes, it's when we randomly generate 2 words and we have to come up with an advertisement around the product. Oh God, EJ's already giggling, which means it's a good 2 words.
Childish manufacture. Childish manufacture. I'm thinking the little tykes, you know, like fake kitchen, fake, you know, restaurant, fake factory. We teach our children how to have factory jobs again.
Oh, BB. There are already children in factories. I don't think we need to make
But
a
we don't
game
market
called-
toys to those children.
But we don't need a game called, like, Factory Tykes because there's already children making, like, 50 cents a day.
Making those
Making our tennis shoes.
Making the child.
Making those games. Gotcha. Do you want to teach your children about social injustice by having another child make them a game for $1 a day called, what should we call it? A child made this for your child. A tyke for a tyke.
Child Factory.
Oh my God.
I'm seeing the commercial where like the little kids are like, do your kids not have any discipline? Do they take their regular food as for granted? Make them work in a factory.
Oh, that is too bad. That is so. See, you know what I see? Did you ever see the SNL skit where it was like the
Is your child sensitive? The well?
No, not the well one. Very close to the well one. Though. It was the orphan. The dolls with the orphans.
The doll is an orphan. Is your child evil stepmother?
Yes, evil stepmother. So I see basically like you see these like children building these factory toys, and it's like, is your child stuck up? Well, and then it's like it's basically like an SNL commercial where it's like you see the kid just like it comes and it's like buy them. It should be something like tykes, you know, like it's something that has to rhyme. So
Yeah.
it's like tykes and tots, or like tykes and like kids and
tykes with jobs.
Tykes with jobs, yeah. And so it's like buy it today. Comes with, and it has to come with like a shredded shroud, like a destroyed, oiled, covered outfit that's like
that like overalls with like a little
not
tykes.
even overalls. No, I'm thinking like a full on like
the coveralls is what I meant.
No, not even coveralls. Like my mom made me one when I was a kid. Like literally
smock.
Kind of like not even a smock. Like literally just a giant shirt with holes, but it has a specific name. It's basically like a popper's shirt, like a just full on giant shirt, holes in it, nothing else, covered in oil and stains and like tears and fake blood and then they get like a tool
used
set that's
hairnets.
Yeah, used hairnets, like, and then they get like fake coins like as their daily wage and yeah. Oh,
for every
bad.
8 hours of play, a plastic coin pops out to be redeemed for nothing.
Yeah, literally to be redeemed for food from the garbage dump, and it like comes out
this plastic chicken wing.
God.
This is either really shitty or like really a good way to teach people about factory conditions overseas.
Where their shit comes from. Oh my God, yeah.
Where my face vacuum probably came from.
Oh no. Oh no.
They got me. All right, they got me. Wish.com got me, and I got.
You got.
Fine. Anyway. Should we move on before we say anything else worse? Anything else bad?
Yeah, before we become really problematic and then end up hating ourselves even more.
4, make it gay.
Okay, what are we making gay? Because if it's Halloween, it's already gay.
Halloween is for the gays. Gays only. Cheat.
Cheat? Well, cheating is I'm going to put my foot down. Cheating is neither for gay nor straight. Because you should never be a cheater. You should never be a cheater in anything. And I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead.
Cheating is horrible.
Yes. You're going to destroy several people's self-esteems.
And
For
yourself.
your dick? Are you kidding me?
Well, and let's be honest. Like, if you're going to cheat, you're also cheating on yourself. Like, you're lying to yourself. And cheating is the worst thing you can do. Cheating, lying, makes you a horrible human being. We can't make it gay because neither gay, straight, no matter who you are as a human being, you shouldn't lie.
We could talk about how there's this stereotype that gays cheat a lot.
That is true. Or that because, like, you're gay, it's not considered cheating. You know,
is that a thing?
Haven't you heard? Yeah, that's a thing. Oh, what? That's totally a thing. Yeah, like, so for example, because like, I'm pansexual. So let's say I was dating a guy, and let's say I decided to have sex with a woman. In a lot of straight people's minds, that's not considered cheating.
Oh, that's because they devalue same-sex relationships.
Exactly.
Thank you. Next.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, but there's also gay people who think that too. I have heard that
wrong.
Very wrong. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're having sex with another human being. One, and this also comes down to like, if you're spending, and I was actually talking with a friend of mine about this because she ended up having feelings for somebody else while she was in a relationship. And she was like, I feel really guilty because I feel like I was cheating. And I said to her, I was like, here's my thing. You broke up with that person when you started to have feelings for this other person. And she was like, well, yeah, I didn't want to hurt them. And I said, then that's not considered cheating, because cheating also has to do with malice. Like, you have to have some form of like malice or some feelings against this other person, to me, for it to be considered cheating. Like, you have to want
just
something more.
Just like, not just a level of not caring at all.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
and to me, that's where I also consider that malice, like, where you just genuinely don't care. So, like, I was watching this TikTok the other day where this woman, you know, because there's some TikTokers who do that whole, you know, like, hit me up if you want to see if your boyfriend's cheating.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And this woman had gotten this guy basically to be like, no, I'm not dating anybody, blah, blah, blah. And that is cheating. Like, yes, he maybe didn't have sex with this woman. They never technically physically met. They never made out, whatever.
But he denied being in a relationship with someone.
Exactly. Well, and he denied it, but he also, instead of admitting he was in a relationship, he spent the time that he could have spent with his girlfriend happily, pretending, like, ignoring the fact that he pretended he didn't have a girlfriend. He spent time focusing that energy on another person.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you chose that, then you just shouldn't be in a relationship altogether. And if you would much rather have an open relationship, then find somebody who's like that. Now, there's also a huge difference between being a cheater and an open relationship.
Yeah, this whole discussion is ignoring the fact that polyamory exists, or acknowledging it but cheating. See, polyamory and cheating in polyamorous relationships it's more of breaking the contract, or what? Not necessarily the contract.
Well, no,
but, like,
but you're still breaking a bond.
Yeah, like, if you
polyamory and an open relationship, there is still a bond set in place.
Yeah,
because
like,
you picked people together.
Yeah, like, say I'm dating person A, and they have an understanding that I'm dating person B, and they thought, and we've discussed that that's kind of it. I'm dating A and B. They're not dating each other, but that's how it is. And I start pursuing C, that's cheating. Unless I go like, hey, I'm starting to have feelings for C.
And then they're like, cool, then you have feelings for C. And the thing about, like,
or maybe not cool, and that's totally
or not
fine.
Cool, and then you're like, cool, because then you can also decide if you want to break up or if you don't want to have an open relationship. Like, that's the thing about poly relationships, is when you're having a poly relationship or an open relationship, it's about communication.
Yeah, it requires you to be totally upfront and, like, almost clinical
You have to be-
about your feelings.
you-
Like, this is what
you
happened
have to be
today.
overly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be so overly communicative. It's kind of disgusting, which is why poly relationships work, because you and your partners, and then in turn their partners, you all have to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
You all have to talk to each other, and you all have to be extremely open with each other. So poly relationships that don't work are relationships where, let's say, one partner doesn't like their partner's partner.
Yeah.
Those don't usually work out as well because there's not that extra open line of communication.
Yeah.
Which
or
means that
partner A is cool with you seeing partner B, and then they say, sure, you can see partner C, and then they lied and didn't actually like think about it, and then now they're jealous.
Exactly. And so it's like that's a whole different set of things, which is not considered cheating because there's communication. People who consider that cheating don't understand that, and usually are also not that communicative in their own relationships just in general, which is why a lot of,
I want to circle back to monogamous people. I think cheating, because like, it's not necessarily being with another person, right? Like,
no,
it's the breaking of the understood contract. It's just monogamous people assume that they have the same things. They have the same values. So like,
and
maybe
it's not communicating those values openly together.
Yeah, maybe the guy who was flirting on Instagram or whatever didn't think that was cheating because he was just, having a laugh. I don't know.
Well, maybe.
But then he didn't understand that his girlfriend would think that was cheating. And like, yeah, it's pretty shitty. But I don't know, maybe he has cuckold kink. I don't know, dude. Anyway.
I don't know, but
Talk to your partners.
Apparently, I watched because it was one of those videos, so it was like the multiple parts were put together, and apparently this wasn't the first time he had talked to other women or had been with another woman, so they did break up.
Yeah.
And he had been very heartbroken. But the whole thing with cheating is it's like, if you want an open relationship, you need to be honest about it. And cheating really does come from, if you start to wander, look for something else, that is, to me, that's malice. Like you have to find something in your relationship that you are lacking to start to want something else.
Yeah.
When you start to find that you're lacking something, then it's time to move on. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just need to be honest with your partner.
Talking to your partner and saying, hey.
Talk to your partner. Bring it up.
Maybe
try to either strengthen your relationship or because the thing is if you truly loved that person, their happiness should actually come first, or at least for me,
very close second.
For me, if I truly loved somebody, I want them to be very happy. Mm-hmm. And if I find that it's not working out, then I know I can't make them happy that way. So either I try to change myself or I let them go to find someone who can make them happier. Mm-hmm. I would never, ever be, or at least I would never, ever want to be that person knowingly to do that. Also, as someone who, I know many people who have unwillingly been the home wrecker. That is so unfair to that person, because that puts a guilt on them that they
didn't do anything wrong.
They didn't do anything wrong. But of course they feel extremely guilty about it because the cheater put them in a situation against their will.
I just want to know what the cheater thinks is going to happen. Like, you're 3 months in or whatever. Like, you're a significant amount of time in where they're going to tell you, like, hey, you're my side piece. How does the cheater think that's going to go down? Like...
Well, sometimes some women, and not just women, sorry, that came from a societal thing ingrained. Sometimes the side individual is okay with it because of, how they've been treated in the past, and because they think they don't deserve anything more.
I'm talking
they don't
about
deserve anything better.
The cheater.
And that the cheater thinks that they'll just get away with it. Some cheaters think that it's okay some cheaters want to have their cake and eat it too because they're comfortable. Like, so let's say they have their partner at home, like their husband, their wife, or their spouse, you know, but then they have their side piece. They're comfortable with the fact that they have something permanent and forever, but then that excitement of the side piece, it's like,
yeah,
ooh,
it's
you know,
the safety of the built-in, like, homemaker. They may not be a homemaker, but they have that person.
But they have, it's the home and the vacation home type of thing. It's the idea of they have something that will last hopefully forever, and then they have something that they can go and enjoy
and drop at the
and drop. Yeah, they could just drop at any second.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous because it's like at that point you're just hurting everybody and you're also hurting yourself. You just don't think about that. Like, cheaters don't realize that, like, when they cheat, they're doing it because they also have this ingrained feeling in themselves that they don't deserve anything better than to be the scum of the situation.
Yeah.
So it's this very weird, it's a weird teeter-totter situation.
It's either an incredible huge ego thing or like a self-sabotage thing. And like it's never both.
Yeah, because either you need someone to feed your ego, or your ego, you need an ego. And that's like, it's true. So yeah, cheating is just ridiculous. And it sucks because it's true. Like, the gay community gets hit the hardest with, I think, cheating. Like, no offense to heteros, like, not at all. But like, I feel just in a ton of things that you've seen and stuff, it's like the gay community gets that prejudice hit.
Yeah, I think
really hard.
I think it's I had the word on the tip of my tongue and now it's gone. It's a preconceived notion. It's a stereotype that, like, gays are cheaters, especially bi and pan and polysexual people are cheaters.
Well, yeah, because we're considered these sex fiends because we're so open to having partners of different genders.
That immediately means you're a slut if you think multiple genders are attractive.
It means we're whores versus it being, oh, well, actually,
I'm a slut for different reasons than my sexuality, and I want that marked down.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, trust me. Like, yes, the huge pansexual joke is the gif of someone in a revolving door and just going, and it's like, yes, that is the joke because yes, we can be attracted to, like, everyone. But
every individual is different on how they act on attraction. Like, some people who, like me, are attracted to someone and immediately stop looking at them and hope they never notice them and run away. And that's how I experience attraction. And that's how I act on it.
Exactly. And then it's like, pansexuals like me, I can find everybody, like, I find everybody beautiful and gorgeous, but I will only be truly attracted to you if, like, you can make me laugh. I don't know. I find humor to be insanely attractive. But also, like, it has to be a very specific type of humor, and you have to be a really kind person. So that literally knocks out, like, 90% of, like, the planet. So it's one of those things where it's like, so yes, whatever, you can say we're whores, but it's like, not at all. No. In all actuality,
some people are.
Cheat.
Some people are, but it's not also because of their sexuality. There are sluts of all genders and orientations.
Genders, sexes, creeds,
and
ladies
religions.
And lordships, religions. And the thing is, there's also technically no such thing as a whore. You should not be judged by how many people you have sex with. That is the ridiculous thing.
I like to use the word slut for myself because I'm a slut for Doritos. I'm a slut for hand holding.
It's okay. I'm a whore for a lot of things, and I'm a skank. I'm a skankalicious skank. Oh, but
what was I thinking about the other day? Where it was like, I would suck a stranger's dick for this, and I don't remember what it was.
Oh, well, I did tell somebody once, it was my friend Carla, we were in a bus stop, And I did tell her once that if somebody bought me Noodles and Company, I would go down on them in the alley. And she looked at me and she said, mac and cheese or pesto. And I said, girl, I would rock your world. And
obviously both, because I'm going down on you. You have to get a little bit
yeah,
both.
like you need to carb up if you're going to go down on somebody, because you're in it to win it for multiple reasons.
Does Noodles and Company customize orders? Because I would like just a scoop of pesto on top of my mac and cheese.
They do. You can totally customize your order. But the thing is, like, that's the problem with stereotypes, is it's like, that's really hard. Also, that comes down to the stereotype from not only heteros, but the gay community, of saying that, like, bi, pansexual, asexuals, that, like, we just haven't found the right.
Yeah. You must be this gay to enter the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why it's easier to just say that we're queer than.
Oh, but they don't like that word anymore. Because they caught on.
Yeah, they caught on to the fact that, like, oh, you're not a full lesbian or a full gay. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard. And thankfully, like, a lot of the gay community is getting better at that. Did you just row yourself?
I made myself laugh thinking about a TERF standing at, like, the door of, like, a gay meeting, because those happen.
Yes, they do.
So there's, like, a sign in the background that says gay meeting, and there's a TERF there with, like, the TERF bangs. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
And then they're like this, and they're like, you must be this gay, and you're like, enter, and I'm like, I am this gay, and they're like, okay, how do you identify? And then you say queer, and they go, ruh-roh, you can't come in.
They just, like, pull on the Scooby-Doo mask.
Ruh-roh. If only TERFs were that funny. I think I would interact with a lot more TERFs if they actually did that.
I don't think we want to interact with a lot more.
No, but I would do it for the fun of being, like,
an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, stereotypes are hard. And, well, you know, they can, all the queer haters can suck it, because, I don't know.
All the nice queers, were bullied to death, so all they have are the mean ones now.
Yeah. Which is why we're still around.
Yeah, that's why I'm still here. You can't kill me!
Only the assholes.
I'm the only one who gets to kill me!
Oh, man. But yeah, so don't cheat. Don't cheat on anything. It's not worth it. Because you know what?
Except your taxes. Because then you get to be the president of the United States.
Well,
should we close it out? I'm fine.
EJ's having some issues. I was going to say some of us worked really hard to get D's in our classes. So don't cheat. Because did I ever tell you that story?
Where you, like, asked for a extra credit quiz?
Yeah, well, no. So, okay. I'll tell this story really quick.
You told it on the last one.
No, I didn't tell it. Well, okay, maybe I told it a while ago, but I'm going to tell it in case there are new listeners and they didn't listen.
Okay.
So really quick, I was taking an astronomy class in high school. Our teacher had surgery, so he was out. We had a sub. Me, Sarah, and Megan, we were all sitting in the corner taking our test. I got it, like, literally a D- on that test, almost got an F. However, I had found out, and the sub figured it out, everyone else in the class except the three of us had cheated. We didn't know this. We knew everyone was, like, talking and they were, like, sharing answers, and the sub was like, what the fuck is going on? But we didn't. We were just sitting in the corner, like, did you guys...
Taking the test.
Like, we were taking the test, and we were like, did you guys, like, you know, the pizza at lunch, it was gross today. And so then later, we all got taken to the principal's office. Like, we all had to go in, and we all had to sit down, and we were all taken in separately, of course. And so I sat down, and they were like, all right, Sammy, we need to talk to you about what happened in astronomy. And I was like, what happened?
What?
And they were like, do you remember the test? And I was like, well, yeah, I got, like, a D on that test. And they were like, all right, well, we need to talk to you about the cheating. And I was like, what cheating?
The cheating that I did to get a D?
A D? And they were like, well, you know, the other students were cheating. And I was like, is that why they were talking to each other?
You are the worst spy, the worst turncoat, Double agent.
And I literally told him, I was like, listen, I work hard to fail my classes. I studied for that test. I fucking failed that test. I worked hard to get my D's. And he said, yeah, no, we figured we just have to interview all of the students. And literally the whole group told us you, Megan, and Sarah didn't cheat. And I was like, told you.
My reputation as a square. Yes.
I'm a square. And then I went, what? And then I literally left and I looked at, I think Megan and I talked afterwards and I was like, why didn't they ask us to cheat with them? If I remember correctly, I think I was like, why?
This is like
we
when
could have aced that test.
This is like when I worked at Savers and everybody came back from their break smelling like weed, but they never asked me to smoke with them. I was like, what?
And you're just like,
I would have said yes, but like I wouldn't have told.
yeah, like I'm not that much of a square asshole. I wouldn't have been that much of a dick. But all right, let's close it out. So we'd like to thank Ryan for our dope ass theme song.
At this point, we would have.
Oh, at this point,
we would have done our advertisements.
We would have. Oh, and also, actually, Zach sent me Slut Corner.
Oh shit! So we got to do Slut Corner.
Yes, hold on.
Okay.
I gotta open it up because okay. So
Tell him to send it to the official
we do a thing
email.
called Slut Corner.
Okay, Slut Corner. What is Slut Corner? Slut Corner is where you get to send in your questions, your suggestions, your topics for intrigue, anything you want to hear us talk about. If we talked about something in a last podcast that we didn't say enough about that you want to hear us talk about, say that. If you have a question, like a sleepover question that someone asks at 3 a.m., like, do penguins have knees? Anything at all, and we'll do our best to answer it.
Do penguins have knees?
Yes. Wait. I don't know. Pardon moi.
Okay,
For uno
I'm
momento.
going...
It's the first result. Also, Zach sent it to Sammy directly, but you all should send it to slutcorner@forfunsakepodcast.com. Slutcorner@forfunsakepodcast.com. Because then I get a notification on my phone. I don't know if Sammy does, but we have it synced up. Okay. We have it synced up where it's very easy to access that way. And then it's all in one place. Because we were getting them on Instagram, we were getting them on Facebook. I think I got one on Twitter. And then there were some that got no emails. And then we got a Google Doc that only Sammy knows how to locate. So just email it.
It's because Zach loves me and it's easier to send it to me through Messenger. I love you, Zach. All right. Are you ready? So today's
Penguins
Slut
have
Corner
knees.
question. Oh yeah, actually I'm genuine. Penguins have knees?
Yes. They're very high up. It looks like they're nipples, but they're up there.
Damn. No wonder they can't bend over. Today's actual Slut Corner question. Who would win in a fight? Bear versus gorilla?
Bear.
Now, I have opinions on this.
Bear.
Because
Bears are the ultimate life form.
No, a silverback gorilla.
No,
and I'm
bears.
gonna explain. It's a gorilla.
Listen, I love bears.
I know you love bears, but the thing is, I actually watched a gorilla legit tear apart, like a legit fucking other huge ass gorilla. I've seen it.
Okay, but that means a gorilla can beat a gorilla, but can it beat a bear? I think a bear would win because they have claws. So every time
Have you seen... Okay, I'm sorry, no offense to bears. Bears are fucking great. Yes, bears beats Battlestar Galactica. I get it. Silverback gorilla. All the way.
Okay, but every time a gorilla punched, the bear could go
No,
cut it
gorilla
up.
would actually
Eventually, the gorilla would bleed out.
Gorillas have thumbs.
I think a bear could outlast a gorilla. I think it would also die, but it would die second. Because as soon as it gets one claw on the gorilla, it's going to start bleeding out and die.
No, gorilla.
No. Bears
Gorilla
are
would kick the bear's
are the ultimate. That is what peak performance looks like. Is a big, round, brown bear.
No, gorilla. Gorilla is peak performance.
No, have you seen their legs? They're like this long. They can't even walk.
Okay.
Bears walk like man.
Have you ever seen a silverback gorilla? Gorillas walk like an actual man. We are apes. We came from gorillas. They have thumbs. They have...
So do bears.
like-
They're just not opposable. Bears. Have you seen bears'
Gorillas.
little tails?
Gorillas.
No, I'm just thinking
Kick a
about
bear's
bears.
ass. Gorillas. A gorilla would kill a bear.
I'm just thinking about bears now.
It would be a gorilla. You're wrong.
Have you seen a bear's
So we would
beans?
like to thank.
Have you ever seen a bear's
Ryan-
beans? They're
A
so
bear's
good.
penis?
They're beans on their hands.
You mean their? Yes, I've seen their beans. Yes. We would like to thank Ryan for our theme song because gorillas are better, and we would like to thank Naomi for our awesome art.
It's up. It's right there.
Is it up there?
Yeah.
I can't see it.
Yeah, you can't see it.
But yeah, so that is what Select Corner is like. Gorillas would win. And next week, I think we will answer much more because Zach has a lot of questions and they're awesome. And we would like you to ask them too.
Yes. Slut
So
Corner
please
at
do.
forfunsakepodcast.com.
You can find that all on our website at
forfunsakepodcast.com.
yes. Sorry, that was dumb as fuck.
If you would like
And,
to advertise where we would have advertised before Slut Corner, you can go
Yes.
to www.forfunsakepodcast.com/advertise.html. There's some Google Forms you fill out. We've talked about what the different tiers are in previous episodes.
Yep.
You fill it out. We do the thing. We invoice you on the PayPal. The PayPal.
Yep. And if you would like to share a coffee with us, you can go to I always
ko-fi.com/forfunsakepodcast. I also have to look it up every
Yeah.
time. It's
Yeah,
right on the
'cause I always-
homepage.
I
It's right on the
spell it.
homepage, bright orange in our little bio.
And yeah, and we hope you have like a dope ass Halloween because even though like we're still kind of in quarantine and COVID is bullshit and stuff, dude, dress sexy. I'm wearing my pumpkin shirt today because it's like Halloween, y'all.
Here's the thing. I want to bring it up. We're closing. We shouldn't bring up new information in our closing statement, but I'm going to because we have 4 minutes left, technically in an hour. Hollow Thankmas. I just want to float that by everybody. Hollow Thankmas. The 3 best holidays. They have the 3 best aesthetics. Excuse me. Starts on October 1st, maybe the last week of September if you're feeling frisky. You listen to Spooky Scary Skeletons. You listen to This Is Halloween. You listen to All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. And you listen to Dolly Parton's new Christmas album. You watch Nightmare Before Christmas. You watch The Grinch. And other such Christmas specials. From the end of September through New Year's. And after New Year's, even if you're feeling frisky. I propose a 3 to 4 month holiday that is just Hallowthankmas. And if you're Jewish, it's Hallowthankaka. And if you're not from the US, it's Hallowmas. It's just 3 to 4 months of the best aesthetics. Turkey dinners every night, stuffing, pumpkin until January. That's
Don't
my
eat
proposal.
a turkey dinner every night. Your sodium levels will go through the roof.
Okay, but you know what I mean.
Okay. Well, everyone, we love you. Keep it tight.
Toy.
Toy.
I almost hung up the call instead of stopping recording. I'm done talking to you. The podcast, it's now EJ's show. You're done.
It's EJ show.
Yeah.
Well, I'm done.
With Sammy and EJ.